Hello, wine lovers! I am Yaroslava, sommelier and wine educator, your guide on this journey through the world of wines, spirits, and cocktails. Today, our hero is Tennant grape. Before delving into the complexities of Tennant, let me pour some wine into the decanter. Tennant is a wine that benefits from aeration to fully reveal its complex flavors. So, Tennant. If you like enjoying robust, full-bodied red wines, but you are not yet familiar with this grape variety, now is the time to take note of Tennant. Over the past 2 decades, presence of this grape in the global wine market has been steadily increasing. The primary varietal characteristic of Tennant is its exceptionally high level of tannins, which is directly reflected in its name. In France, in its place of origin, Tennant traditionally is blended with Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc to mitigate the astringency of its tannins. Both of these Cabernets are known as higher tannin varieties, so that clearly illustrates the property of Tennant. In fact, Tennant boasts a remarkably higher content of phenolic compounds, making it the grape variety with the highest known levels among popular grape varieties. This is because of its thick skin and numerous pips, which Tennant has more per berry compared with other varieties. These compounds serve as antioxidants, contributing to Tennant's reputation as the healthiest wine in the world. Despite its higher tannin levels, Tennant is also rich in pigments, acids, and sugar. This results in powerful, full-bodied, and deeply colored black wine that requires aging and responds exceptionally well to it. Originating in France, Tennant has uniquely evolved to become the hallmark grape of Uruguay, mirroring the trajectories of Malbec and Carmenere and Argentina and Chile respectively. France, the prolific creator of grape varieties, has generously shared its vinicultural legacy with the world. The birthplace of Tennant is the French southwest, nestled in the foothills of the Pyrenees, a region steeped in the vinicultural history dating back to Roman times, if not earlier. In the 17th and 18th century, this area supplied wines, including Tennant, to the royal court, gaining appreciation for its exceptional quality. This is another sad tale of the harsh realities and injustice of commerce. During those times, the southwest region produced charming wines of far better quality than Bordeaux. Wines of southwest has already gained fame, while Bordeaux wines were just beginning to make their baby steps to the market. However, Bordeaux held key marine port and had controlled all trade routes in the western France. This gave Bordeaux the power to promote its own wines, which were much weaker at that time, and factually surpasses trading of the southwest wines. Bordeaux blocked shipping of southwest wines until all its own were sold. Bordeaux blended its wine with that of the southwest. They required smaller shipping barrels from them and imposed other unfavorable conditions. Over time, the viniculture of southwest region weakened considerably, and in the 19th century nearly wiped out by the phylloxera epidemic. The region plainly lacked money for finance recovery. Only in the late 20th century, the southwest region began to experience a revival. Let's get back to Tennant. In modern France, it is grown predominantly south of the Garonne River, with Madiran region being the epicenter on French Tennant. In the late 20th century, as the southwest restored its winemaking, Madiran winemakers faced the challenge of adapting Tennant's robust tannins to please consumer palates accustomed to the softer tones of Merlot and Syrah. Traditionally, Oak barrel aging played a role in smoothing and rounding tannins tannins by facilitating controlled oxygenation. Oxygen is both a wine's worst enemy and its necessary component. While free access to oxygen can turn ethanol into acetic acids, transforming wine into vinegar, a certain amount of oxygen is necessary for the oxidation of various compounds, contributing to the wine's complex flavor. This controlled oxygenation is particularly crucial for smoothing out tannins in wine. Traditionally, oak barrels are the primary method for delivering the right amount of oxygen to the wine. Of course, in addition to just releasing oxygen to the wine, oak makes a distinct influence to the flavor profile. In the case of Madiran wines, aging in oak barrels has been a long-standing tradition with a minimum aging requirement of 20 months in barrels. However, this time might not suffice for mitigation of robust tannins of tannat grapes. In 1990s, Madiran winemaker Patrick Ducournau pioneered the technique of microoxygenation, known as microboulage in France. This innovative method involves controlled oxygen saturation of wine at various stages of the winemaking process. Microoxygenation serves to stabilize color, soften tannins, enhance taste, and improve overall wine quality. This technique has gained widespread adoption and is now employed not only in the southwest of France, but also in Bordeaux and other wine-producing regions worldwide, particularly for higher tannin grape varieties. The most famous French tannat is produced in Madiran-Assy. By the law, Madiran wines must contain at least 60% of tannat. It can be blended with Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc. However, Madiran winemakers have enhanced their wines significantly by employing macrooxygenation. In fact, the Commission of the Institut National de l'Origine de la Qualité has proposed increase the minimum amount of tannat to 80%, considering that many winemakers already make 100% tannat wines of a great quality. Adjacent appellations such as Iruleki, Tursan, and Béarn also focus on tannats, often blending it with both Cabernets. Beyond the confines of oak regulation, the Southwest offers IGP tannin and even noteworthy example under the Vin de France classification. French tannat is known for its robust nature, presenting as a dark, power wine with elevated tannins, high acidity, and an aromatic profile dominated by red fruit, especially strawberry, accompanied by the subtle note of tobacco, cinnamon, and wood. Also, the Southwest crafts tannin-based vibrant, full-bodied rosés, further demonstrating the versatility of its distinctive grape. In 1870, Pascal Auriac, a Basque pioneer, embarked on the journey from France to Uruguay, carrying with him the vines of tannat. Planting these vines near Salta in the north of Uruguay, Auriac set the foundation for tannat dominance as the national grape variety of Uruguay. Presently, approximately 40% of all grapes in Uruguay are tannat, and about half of the world's tannat cultivation being of Uruguay soil. France's share is about 30%. For a long time, tannat in Uruguay was known under the name Auriac, in honor of its Uruguayan originator. Pascal Auriac passed on April 14, 1894, and the National Vinicultural Institute of Uruguay designated April 14 as Tannat Day, recognizing the grape's profound significance to the national vinicultural heritage and honoring Pascal Auriac. Over the course of 150 years, Uruguay's warmer climate and the appearance of new clones have markedly altered the taste profile of Uruguayan tannat comparing to its French sister. While retaining its distinctive depth and full-bodied nature, Uruguayan tannat exhibits softer tannins and lower acidity. The predominant aroma is that of black fruits, such as blackberry and black plum. It is complemented by notes of licorice, black chocolate, spice, and smoke. The taste profile leans toward fruitiness emblematic of a new world style. In Uruguay, Tennant frequently blended with Pinot Noir and Merlot, resulting in soft and fruity-forward wines. For a long time, Uruguay produced only house wine, which did not make it to the global market due to its low quality. However, in the 21st century, the standards for the worldwide winemaking have risen, and Uruguay is no exception. The quality of Uruguayan wines is steadily improving, and their presence in the global market is on the rise. Beyond the realm of red Tannat, Uruguay is prolific to produce fruity rosés. Approximately 80% of the world's Tannat wines are grown in Uruguay and France. The remainder are dispersed among the Argentina, Brazil, Peru, Bolivia, as well as Australia, the USA, Italy, and South Africa. It often is used in blends. Tannat, the full-body and naturally tannic wine, is the ideal companion for higher protein hearty dishes such as steak, beef cassoulet, roasted lamb, and duck confit, a perfect complement to the gastronomical tradition of Gascony. Aged cheeses also find synergy with Tannat's robust profile. For those embarrassing the light allure, the Tannat Rosé offers delightful sipping alone on a warm summer day. Meanwhile, it goes well with poultry, fish, and salads. Such robust, full-bodied, high tannic wines and Tannat definitely need to breathe for an hour or two after opening to fully open its taste. Today, I have classic Madiran from the heart of Gascony. Domaine du Moulin, 80% of Tannat, 20% of Cabernet Franc, 2018, 24 months of aging before bottling. It's very dark, almost violet, despite 5 years of aging. Aroma of blackcurrant, herbs and spices. Tannins are powerful but smooth. Taste of black fruits with dominance of blackcurrant and black cherry. Floral notes, long good aftertaste. Let it breathe 30 more minutes in decanter and it would be just perfect. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe to my channel. Santé!